Good morning, good morning. I'm back with the third and final video on how to make a doily angel, or at least my take on one. So where we left off, I was gluing in these little lace pieces. I went ahead and skipped ahead because, essentially once you get to this point, it's all about just adding the layers. So with this one, I just so happened to have a necklace, a little beaded necklace that went really well with the gold and everything, and added it on there for some really nice effect there, chunky layering. But on the second angel here, oh boy, she just brought a lot of stuff with her. With this second angel, I searched high and low and I could not find a necklace or anything that would really, I felt like, go well other than these clip-on earrings. So to provide more layers, I took some of this lace here and cut it into small strips and just added it in. And then I had these little flowers and glued them in random places, and I feel like that's enough layers. So the next step is to finish her off by doing the back. Okay, and for the headpiece, I went ahead and added some more lace on to make her kind of look like she had hair, I guess. So yesterday I spent the day working on poinsettias for my tree, and this one didn't quite make the cut. And I thought, well, what am I going to do with it? So what I've actually decided to do is use it on my angel. Let's see, how did I have that positioned earlier? Like this, I think. I think gluing it will give her kind of a nice little collar there. And so I'm going to turn her over and glue this to the back with hot glue. Okay, I've got my poinsettia flower in position, so I'm just going to do what I always do, which is to kind of pull up the part and come in from behind it. I'm holding it so that it will stay in the placement that I want it in. So I'll do this side first. Hopefully it's still going to be straight, because I think it might have shifted a little. We will see. And now I'm going to do this side. I'm just gluing right under here, trying to get it all in place. And I'm going to press that in so that it kind of fans out a little bit more behind her head. Okay, now that that's in, since this was a bigger doily than what I was working with before, I feel like the wings are too floppy. You can fix that by pre-stiffening the doily before you even start. That's one option. I've decided, I found this square piece of felt. It's a firm, one of those firm kind of cardboardy feeling pieces, and I'm gonna just cut it off. Not quite at the points, because I need the points to stick out and add that firmness to her wings. Let's push it up a little more. We gotta make sure it's not gonna show behind. So I'm gonna just cut that off where I'm wanting it. And because I'm not really wanting the black to show, when I go to put the clip on, I have this piece of floppy white felt that I'm just gonna use that as a template and cut around it. Now that I have my white felt cut to go over the black, I used to have some of that thick white felt like this, that cardstock type feeling to it, but I'm out, so that's why I'm doing this in layers. I'm just going to come up close to the back of her neck, far up as I can without it being seen on the above her shoulder line or wing line there, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just going to hot glue that sucker. I mean, just hot glue it on. And I don't know about y'all, but sometimes, you know, when I'm hot gluing a big piece and it feels like the glue is starting to dry, I just come back in with the tip and reheat that sucker just by swirling it around. Just to swirl the tip right in there. Well, that sounded nasty. That's not how I meant it. Y'all get your minds out the gutters. Alright, so right about here, I think we said. I'm just gonna hold that till it adheres good. Pressing it in so that it gets into all the little nooks and crannies. And now that I have that piece done, I'm gonna go over it with the white just so that it blends in a little bit better. I changed my fingerprint just then. God, I love when that happens. Ooh. Okay. Y'all tired of me saying okay yet? Okay. All right. That's just me kind of making fun of myself. I'm not really nervous, even though this is like my first solo video. I've done a few videos with my sister-in-law. When you have somebody to bounce off of, that makes it that much better. But when you're doing it on your own, you just sound like you're talking to yourself, and that's okay because I talk to myself anyway. Yeah, it's like that. All right, now that really added the thickness. You know, is it still a little floppy? Yeah, that is not a big deal. She will stand there proud and beautiful. Okay, to get the clip on. So on this angel, I wish she would just leave stuff alone. She's mischievous. What I did on the back, I added some tulle. I used cardstock basically on her backing because she's not that big. And I thought, I don't like how that round white spot looks there. So I added some tulle over it. And then I put the clip on a bow. And then added a little embellishment just to give her a little more completed look, I guess. I mean, you got that. And then you got that. That's a nah. It's a nah for me. So I've pre-selected. I had some round cut tulle already. And this angel being bigger, I'm not folding the tulle in half. I just folded it on the edge and secured it with the glue right here. And I'm going to glue that just right over the back. Right over her back. I'm just going to take a straight line across is what I'm going to do. At least that's what I'm going to start with. Alright, here comes the fun part. And just secure it down without burning yourself. If you've got a silicone finger, great. That's the part I hate. Is when the hot glue comes through like that. I should have just taken the edges and done that, but I didn't, so yeah. Okay. I'm going to come up underneath her, all the layers of tulle, just thin line to secure it. And I'm not going to press it with my fingers. I'm just going to kind of work the edges so that if it comes through, it doesn't look like somebody sneezed on it. You know what I'm saying? All right, so that is what we have. And the tulle coming from around the edges gives her a little bit of ethereal look from the front, which I like. So the next step is to pick our lace, and I am going to go with white because this whole back is basically white and off-white. And I'm going to make a bow from that. The bow that I do is just some basic white lace. Probably going to make a pretty good sized one for her. And it's just like tying a bow, basically. Or did I? Let me check. Let me see. That wasn't it. I think what I did, that's the thing, when you're in the middle of creating and you put something together and you get in kind of a zone, you sort of forget, or you can easily forget some of the steps. I think I did this. And then angled that ribbon that way. This ribbon this way. Yes, that's what I did. So that when you come in on it. Alright, let me just get this ribbon cut and we go from there. I am wanting it higher up because I noticed putting the clip on that one, I put it down a little low, and the effect that had was that if you don't have something kind of backing, if you're trying to hang her, like you could put a piece of twine or something, or ribbon on the back to hang her, she leans forward a little. So I'm wanting to avoid that with this. If I can't, I can't. No biggie deal. Okay, so what I do is I take and make a loop, and then I fold it back on itself and make another loop, like so. Now I'm going to take and angle the long ribbon back here behind